Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start it off by giving all the glory and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings be to all the Akim now pushing this word and truth and sincerity. Shalom. So in this lesson, I'm gonna be going into how no atrocity that ever took place in history can compare to Jacob's trouble. Which is, fastly approaching. This a time that we in. And I seen a TikTok, going into 536 BC. And basically what had happened was, a volcanic eruption that took place a couple miles away from this country. I forgot which one it was. All right. And what it did was, cause a lot of fog, right? And the shit lasted, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of months. Right, and what that did was it decreased temperatures, right, which led to, famines, people, freezing and stuff like that. Lord, when I can leave it in the description, right, but that thing was labeled as an atrocity, right, and what I did was I searched up, atrocities that took place in history, and as y'all see in the title, it says 8 worst events in the history of the world, and there's some things I can think off top that they ain't list, like slavery. Right, and that shit was a lot worse than what Esau, really made it seem, man. All right, because Esau really washed it down, made it seem like it really wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Jake, offered themselves to be slaves, to work on the plantations. You know what I'm saying? They was, just getting whipped and that's it. When that shit ain't true. All right, when you actually look into history, Jake was going through it, man. All right, so you had Jake, they was getting, hot-ass tar poured on them. You know what I'm saying? What Esau would do is he would tie them to trees, with chains, and he'll pour hard-ass tar on their back, man. Right? The slave tried to get away. They'll sick German shepherds on them, man. To tear them to pieces. I also seen another video, going back to, 1926, Black Wall Street. They was doing a lot more shit than what we actually thought, man. They was pulling Jacob apart with cars. They was, butchering Jake and shit, man. Right, and Esau known to do this throughout history. Right, and there's a lot more things I could list, man. The genocide of the Gadites, man. I looked it up a while back, and they killed like 96 million Gadites, man. That's damn near a whole tribe of people. All right, you can't, forget about the rest of the Northern Kingdom, as well as the Southern Kingdom, man. All right, so it's a lot of shit that took place in history that's really not even, listed on here, right? Not to mention we coming up on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, that basically, was a holiday created by the so-called white man after he raped, robbed, and pillaged the village, man, a village of the Gadites. The turkey, that comes from, a pregnant Gadite woman, right? The cranberry sauce, that comes from bloodshed. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and read this and get some scriptures. The first one, September 11th, a terrorist attack when the Twin Towers came tumbling down. I'm not even gonna read this one because Esau to beat this shit in our mind since since it happened, man. All right, but we know, I guess you could say this would be considered an atrocity, and shit like this is gonna be happening in the time of Jacob's trouble. You're gonna be having, little pocket rockets being shot off over here. Shit blowing up, man. All right, by these different other nations, because you can't forget, you're going to have UN troops invading this place, man. All right, but it was like 4,000 people that died that day, man. Jacob's trouble going to make shit look like shit like that look like a walk in the park, man. Because we're in the middle of a global population control, man, if that's what you want to call it, man. Esau planning on knocking down the population to 500 million. I seen a Edomite, he basically did the calculation on the percentage of people he have to kill off in order to fulfill that agenda, and it was like 91 or 92% of the people on Earth are gonna have to die, man. Right? So we in that time where mass death's gonna take place and shit like this. I mean, that ain't gonna be nothing. Even though it was, an atrocity, but Jacob's trouble gonna make all this shit look like a walk in the park, man. The Lord said it was gonna be like a time never before. And he mean that when he say that. You add up all these atrocities that happen in history, that damn, the cost hollow, I'm gonna say it like that, because, Esau and Amalek, they be in they feelings, they be all butthurt when, you speak down on it. All right? That shit ain't even gonna be able to, add up to Jacob's trouble, man. All right? Going back, what I'm saying, to, Jake being thrown over the slave ships whenever it's being brought here to the Americas. You know what I'm saying? That migration of sharks is still fucked up to this day. They still go over there to a particular part of the Atlantic Ocean to see if there's gonna be slaves there, man. All right? But it says, Pol Pot genocide, Cambodian dictator killed 2 million people. That's a lot of people, man. But once again, here in America, 2 million people ain't gonna be nothing compared to the number of people that's gonna die here. Right? You know what I'm saying? The Lord said that it was gonna be like what? We stumbling upon corpses, man. Because that's how many people gonna die here, man. All right? Pol Pot was a Cambodian political leader who worked as a general secretary of the Communist Party of Kampuchea from 1963 to 1981. Pol Pot was the leader of the Khmer Rouge, Cambodia's communist movement. Just after he was given power, his radical communist government evacuated millions of residents, and those who complained about him were forced to starve to death. That's a painful death, man. All right, those that were, complained about him, so to speak, they refused to, following his orders. That nigga starved to death, man. And what you think Esau gonna do now, man? If you ain't getting down with that get down, he gonna starve you, man. Because the only way in this time you're gonna be able to eat is if you get that thing stuck in your arm, which is ultimately gonna lead up to the Revelations 13 and 16, the charagma, man. And the only way you're gonna be able to eat and sustain yourself in this society is if you have both of those things, man. If you don't, then that's just what that's gonna be. Now, of course, those, down the graces of Yahweh Shema Shah, we're gonna be taken care of, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said we gonna eat, so we ain't got shit to worry about. All right, but hey, man, as you see, this shit's serious right here, man. Under his government from 1975 to 1970, an estimated 1.5 to 2 million Cambodians died from forced labor, right? So he worked them to death. Torture, starvation, disease, and execution. And that shit gonna happen in these times that we coming into, man. Because once you take that thing, you basically gonna be a slave, man. That's what Esau's gonna make. You already a slave. But you really gonna be a slave once you take that thing, because Esau gonna be able to control you, man. Right? Forced labor, torture, right? FEMA camps is on the way. They already here, as a matter of fact. And what you think gonna be going on in there? Movies like, what is it? Hollister, I think that's what it's called. That shit ain't out for no reason. You gonna be having people getting tortured, man. Starvation, disease, and execution. Right? That's gonna be happening too. Because they got what you call a red list, a blue list, and a yellow list. Right? I did a lesson on this actually, but a red list is those that, have so-called different religious groups that are against the government. All right? Ideologies against the government, so to speak. You got those that, are in different cults or whatever. Those would be considered to be on the red list. Then the blue list are those that follow those that are on the red list. And then you got the yellow list. Them niggas are just the dummies. They get down with what the government say, like these old fucks out here. You know what I'm saying? They believe in what Esau says, so on and so forth. Right? And those that are set to be executed are primarily those on the red list, which would be considered, us, man. Us that, follow Yahweh Shema Shah. Right? But it said, and, you're going to have other people out here that are against the government. They're going to get their acts executed, man. Now, some brothers' lot is to be, martyred. But, that's a glorious death, man. Right? Really, you're not even going to feel that shit, man. But, that's another lesson for another time. It says, during the genocide, people who died filled about 20,000 mass grave sites that later became known as the Cambodian killing fields. Then you got the Great Irish Potato Famine. This is during the years 1845 to 1849, the people of Ireland had to face mass starvation, diseases, and immigration from their country. And that's ultimately what that famine lead to, man. Right? Because once your body get that damn weak, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't have, it doesn't, have, I guess you could say, the immune system to fight off, things that enter into your body. So what does that do? That creates diseases, man. And once people be out here slumped dead, man, that's gonna be creating diseases. All right, you gonna have people out here dying from diseases, man. It says this was caused by a potato blight, Phytophthora infestans or P. infestans, which was a fungus-like organism spread across Europe, severely affecting the lands of Ireland, causing a great famine. The infestation ruined the most reliable source of food, which half of the Irish population was dependent on. So I'm assuming that it was potatoes. This epidemic was worsened by bad decision-making of the government. The government was not able to provide the Irish with proper sustenance, resulting in diseases like scurvy. Altogether, before the famine ended in 1852, about 1 million people in Ireland were estimated to have died of starvation. Another 1 million people were forced to leave their country and immigrate as refugees. All right, so as you see, it's a whole lot of famine going on. We read about 2 articles or 2 categories, so to speak, that was going on in the famine, right? One of them had 2 million people that died from famine, and this one had 1 million people that died from famine. But you're going to have more people here in the States. Once Esau really get control of this shit, that's going to die from famine, man. We're talking about millions on millions, man. All right. So on December 3rd, read the title, says Nanjing Massacre, or the Rape of Nanjing. It says on December 13, 1937, the Japanese army invaded Nanjing, the then capital of China, for 6 weeks. The Japanese army brutally murdered and assaulted hundreds and thousands of people, civilians as well as soldiers. Although there is no official number of deaths, the estimated figure amounts to almost 300,000. Over the next 2 months, about 20,000 to 80,000 women were sexually assaulted. We know that's going to be, on an all-time high. Once, America become that, becoming, into a full state of anarchy, man, which means lawlessness. You're going to be having these proud-ass bitches out here getting raped, man, because that's what's in the scriptures. All right, Zechariah 14:2 and Isaiah, the 13th chapter, goes into how, the women are going to be ravished, which means to be raped or taken, man. You're going to be having, men out here that couldn't get, a nut off, so to speak, being curved by all these proud-ass women. And what you think they're going to do? They're going to come after you, man. All right? And I remember, reading about, or not reading, but, hearing about this, whenever the Russians invaded Germany, you had this German woman, she got raped by over 70 men in a short amount of time. She died from that shit, man. So, that's going to be happening here, man. All you women that like to throw your ass back, so you like to ride the rod, all right? Like, the Elder Malcolm would say, you like to ride the cock carousel, man, the cockmobile. Hey, you gonna get as much ride as you want, man. And it's not gonna be, right, for your pleasure, man. It's gonna be against your will, man. All right, but Slakia, let's continue to read. It says nuclear attack on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I'm not gonna read this because, I pretty much know about it. If you brothers wanna do any, research, look it up, man. What basically happened was Esau dropped an atomic bomb on these 2 Japanese cities. Hey, the shit was gruesome, man. As I'm seeing, it says, matter of fact, let's read it, fuck it. It says, this incident is considered one of the deadliest events in human history. World War II lasted for 6 years, from 1939 to 1945. During the war, on August 6, 1945, an American B-29 bomber dropped the world's first atomic bomb on Hiroshima that resulted in the instant death of an estimated 80,000 people due to the explosion, and later on, tens of thousands of deaths were reported caused by radiation exposure. That's some gruesome shit, man. I remember watching this Japanese lady, or this Moabite lady, that was giving, matter of fact, she's Ammonite, Slaki, that was giving her testimony of that experience, and she said that when she was looking at people, it was like their skin was being melted off, man. Like it was like rags falling off, man. Hey, that's how America gonna go out, man. But it's gonna go out by nuclear bombs, man. Nuclear missiles, man. Hypersonic nuclear missiles, man. So it's gonna be way worse, man. You're gonna be having motherfuckers literally watching their skin melt off, man. eyeballs falling out their sockets, man. Tongue being evaporated, man. Because that shit is hot, man. Right, but it killed 80,000 people. All right. The Asian tsunami, 2004. That shit, hey, it says it killed more than 100,000 people within 20 minutes. Oh, and this is the one I wanted to touch on, man, because the elder Mawatazak, he always goes into, I think it's that movie, Hotel Rwanda. And it's an operation that they did, the UN had did, man. And basically what they made happen, because they ain't even listed here, man, right? What happened was they used frequency, 5G frequency, right, to basically, make people rages, man, between these two tribes that was already at war together, man. And the shit was like a war zone, man, like a bloodbath, man. Lord willing, I can, do a lesson further going into it. I also think there's a movie on it, man. All right, because like I said, the elder always mentions it. All right, but that shit was bad. And what you think gonna happen here, man? Esau gonna be turning the frequencies on these people to make them rage, man. When you watch that movie Cell, that goes strictly into how that 5G, people's cell phones basically turn them into rages, man. Right? And that C19 potion might just do the job, man. As well as, when the frequencies turn people up, because what they got is they got graphene oxide in them swimming throughout their bloodstream, which is fucking them up. Right? So once, it reacts to certain frequencies that Esau turns up, people gonna be, doing whatever Esau want, man. Right? But as you see, it says the Rwandan genocide. 1994 is known as as the year of mass slaughter, which happened during the 100-day period from April 7th to mid-July. As many as 800,000 people were murdered. That's a lot of people, man. By the members of the Hutu ethnic majority in the East Central African nation of Rwanda. The Tutsi minority was majorly targeted. Hence, it is also known as the genocide against them. The first few victims that sparked the genocide were the Rwandan president, Juvenal Habyarimana, who died in a plane crash above Kigali Airport on April 6, 1994. Following the genocide, more than 2 million people left Rwanda as refugees. Right, they didn't even really list the things that really took place, man. Just the deaths, right? But the cause of deaths was, because Esau turned up that 5G frequency, man. All right, because what they did was they sent the UN over there, and that's what they used, man. Right? And what you think the UN gonna be doing over here, man? All right. And when the UN is it's like in any place, they known to be the peacekeepers when they the complete opposite of that, because any place that they in is known to be a mass genocide, man. Just like how it was in Rwanda, man. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple of scriptures and close it out. All right, so as you see, you think of, look at this, man. Look at all these atrocities that are just brung out. And just imagine that Jacob's trouble gonna be, because this shit gonna be way worse than that. And we can go ahead and grab Matthew's the 24th chapter real fast. Then I'll grab Jacob's trouble. All right, Matthew's 24 and verse 21, it says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be." Right? So the tribulation that we're getting ready to see and witness in this time that we're coming into, it's going to far exceed any tribulation, any form of atrocity that you ever even heard about in the, in the past history, man. All right, and it says, "And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved," right? Which is telling you how serious this shit is going to be, man. Right? It ain't going to be just no walk in the park, man. Right? You're going to be seeing shit you never even saw before, man. Right? Especially here in America, man, because America going to get it worse, because this is, Babylon the Great, man. And Babylon the Great it tells you in Revelation 18 that it's going to go out with violence, man. Right? So shit going to get real violent here, man. You're going to have, because the majority of people here got guns, man. A lot of people here are taking that, that thing. All right. And the Lord really just going to pour out some crazy ass judgment here, man. All right. So if the Lord ain't shorten those days, hey, no flesh will be saved, man. Because Esau getting ready to do a number on our people, man. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. All right. And this is why you see time flying by, man. All right. So now let's go to the book of Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. And it says, "Alas, For that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, and I want to grab the NLT for this joint. Slakia. All right, Jeremiah 30:7 in the NLT. It says, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel. Right, and that's talking about this time now. Now you got a lot of people, they try to say that Jacob's trouble has already been fulfilled. It happened back in the time of 70 AD, 67 to 70 AD, which is false, man. Right, because Jacob's trouble is for not only the southern kingdom, right, but also the northern kingdom, man. All right, and what perfect place for judgment, you know what I'm saying, would be for judgment in America, man, because you got northern and southern kingdom here, right? The scripture says that the children of Israel and the children of Judah have been oppressed together, man. Right, so we pretty much all here, man. Now, of course, we scattered, right? But most of us are here, man, here in Babylon. So you know the Lord getting ready to turn judgment up on a whole different other level, man. All right, this is that time that we in, man. It ain't happened back in fucking 70 AD in the besiege of Jerusalem, man. It's talking about now, man. All right, Esau ain't had, you know what I'm saying, the technology he do now, man. Or it's like that he do now back then, man. This nigga got some crazy ass technology. He created monsters and bunkers and shit, man. He got satellite weapons. You know what I'm saying? Shit that'll turn you right to dust, man. Microwave weapons, man. We in a way more deadly time, man. All right, but this time that we are now, no atrocity in history is gonna be able to compare to this time, man. Jacob's trouble gonna far exceed all this shit. If you even add them all up together, man, they still can't compare it to how it's gonna be, man. All right, that's how bad this shit is gonna be, man. All right, 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16, they go heavy into the to this time that we in, man. All right, so I'm gonna grab 2nd Ezra the 16th chapter, and I'm gonna go ahead and close it out, man. Just wanted to get something in real quick. You know, I woke up early, so. But this is the book of 2nd Ezra 16, in verse 17. It says, "Woe is me, who would deliver me in those days." All right, and this is a real man of the Lord saying this, man. Saying, you know, destruction in my, so to speak, man. All right, who gonna deliver me, man? All right, because, you know, this vision that he's seeing, that's how, you know, bad it was, man. Now, he's seeing death on every side. He's seeing the UN troops. He's seeing, you know what I'm saying, little pocket missiles and shit going off, man. He's seeing people getting their tops blown off. He's seeing people starving. He's seeing all this shit, man. All right. So you can only imagine, you know what I'm saying, why he even said that, man. All right. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. In other words, you know what I'm saying, these things are being sent, right, for the punishment of the people because these niggas are wicked, man. All right, and this is why the Lord gonna turn this shit up on a whole other level, man. All right, you know, the flood, that was bad, man. But it's gonna be bad as well, man. All right, because as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man, man. All right, but you know, with that being said, I don't want to say this lesson was edifying and that the point was proven. All right, you know, slack, you know, if y'all hearing wind and shit, you know, here in Texas, you know, it be windy, man. All right, but call her Lord Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash, Shalom, and the Bible Ball.